Titanic is a historical romance and disaster film released in 1997, directed by James Cameron. The movie is based on the real-life sinking of the RMS Titanic, a British passenger liner, during its maiden voyage in 1912. The film's story revolves around the fictional characters of Jack Dawson and Rose DeWitt Bukater, played by Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet, respectively. In 1996, treasure hunter Brock Lovett and his team searched the wreck of the Titanic in the Atlantic Ocean for a valuable necklace called the Heart of the Ocean. They discover a drawing of a young woman wearing the necklace, which attracts the attention of the media and Titanic experts. An elderly woman named Rose Dawson Calvert, played by Gloria Stewart, comes forward, claiming to be the woman in the drawing. As Rose narrates her story, the film flashes back to 1912, when she was a first-class passenger on the Titanic, traveling with her wealthy fiancé, Cal Hockley, played by Billy Zane, and her controlling mother, Ruth DeWitt Bukater, played by Frances Fisher. Rose is feeling suffocated by her privileged but unhappy life and contemplates suicide by jumping off the stern of the ship. Jack Dawson, a penniless artist and a free-spirited drifter, wins a third-class ticket to board the Titanic in a poker game in England. On board, he meets Rose when he saves her from falling off the ship's railing. The two strike up an unlikely friendship, and Jack introduces Rose to the joys of life and the freedom of following one's heart. As their relationship blossoms, Rose begins to realize that she is falling in love with Jack, leading to a conflict between her feelings for him and her responsibilities and societal expectations. As a wealthy woman engaged to Callender despite the disapproval of her mother and Cal, Rose decides to pursue her heart and secretly starts spending more time with Jack. Amidst the growing love story, the Titanic sails closer to the icy waters of the North Atlantic. On the night of April 14, 1912, the ship's crew receives warnings of icebergs ahead, but the messages do not reach the bridge in time. As a result, the Titanic collides with an enormous iceberg, causing severe damage to its hull. Realizing the severity of the situation, the ship's officers and crew start evacuating the passengers, but it becomes apparent that there are not enough lifeboats for everyone on board. Panic and chaos ensue as people scramble to find safety, and the class divisions on the ship become glaringly evident during the evacuation. Jack and Rose attempt to escape together and find a lifeboat, but they are met with numerous obstacles. Cal, out of jealousy and desperation to keep Rose, frames Jack for theft, leading him to be temporarily detained. Despite the challenges, Jack and Rose reunite, and Cal gives up his search for them. As the ship's condition worsens, Captain Edward James Smith, played by Bernard Hill, makes the decision to go down with the ship, and the musicians on board continue to play to calm the passengers. The Titanic eventually breaks in two and sinks into the icy waters of the Atlantic Ocean. In the final moments, Jack and Rose struggle to survive in the freezing water. Jack helps Rose onto a floating wooden board, but there is not enough room for both of them to stay afloat. Recognizing the perilous situation, Jack encourages Rose to promise that she will survive, and he ultimately sacrifices himself for her. The movie concludes with the modern-day elderly Rose revealing that the Heart of the Ocean necklace was, in fact, in her possession all along. She drops the necklace into the ocean, symbolically returning it to its resting place alongside the Titanic. The film ends with a glimpse of the Titanic's ghostly remains underwater, as the camera pans through the various passengers and crew members who lost their lives in the disaster. Titanic received critical acclaim and was a commercial success, becoming one of the highest-grossing films of all time. It won numerous awards, including 11 Academy Awards, tying the record for most Oscar wins set by Ben-Hur in 1959. The film's epic romance and stunning visual effects continue to captivate audiences worldwide.